Are we live? Are we live, everyone? Yes, we are. What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back again with a new stream, and that is right. We are live on this beautiful November 10th, 2023. I hope everyone's having a phenomenal day, night, afternoon, midnight, wherever you are in the world. I'm certainly having a great day myself. And today we are doing an updated 2024 presidential map prediction. That is right, for the month of November. We are continuing the tradition. Even though last Tuesday was a disappointment, we still got to move forward with 2024. And we are doing an updated presidential map prediction, talking about the key states and all that good stuff. But first, before we continue with today's video, or I should say today's stream, I hope you enjoy these type of streams. If you do, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Guys, just for $1 a month, you could join Real American. This is the best way to support the daily content that we all know and love. So I hope and recommend you join the channel today. And like usual, if you have any questions, concerns, comments, whatever that you want for sure answered, the best way to get your questions answered is sending a super chat via, well, the chat. Again, I'll try to read through the chat, but usually if you have a question or just want to support the channel, the best way to do that is also through super chats and joining the channel. All that good stuff. Alright, everybody. Enough promotion stuff. Let's get into it. An updated 2024 presidential map prediction. Now, I gotta say, this election is gonna get very, very interesting. Well, I mean, RFK being on the ballot potentially, Joe Manchin, Cornel West, Jill Stein just announced. This election is gonna be a freaking mess. Across the board, it is gonna be a nightmare. So, expect the unexpected, I guess. That's the best way to put it. Is there any way for Republicans to get rid of Ronna McDaniels? I don't think so, but we got to get rid of her. So, yeah, this election's going to be a mess. Larry Hogan, yeah, well, that's going to possibly be with Joe Manchin. So, this is going to be a historical. That's right off the bat. This is going to be a chaotic election. I don't think we've ever seen an election like we're probably going to see next year. And knowing our luck, it's going to end in a tie. 269 and 269. Oh, good lord. Yeah, this election is just... can you over betting odds? I usually stay away from betting odds because then they're so knee-jerk to like, oh, Democrats are winning Ohio by 1% with 2% counted. Quick, bet the Democrats. It's like, no. They're too knee-jerk on stuff, and usually I just ignore what betting markets have to say. Now, like usual, everybody, we have a probability-based prediction. That means safe is over a 90% chance of happening. Guys, Kentucky is going to Trump. It's a safe state. It's just an example. It's safe. Over 90% chance of happening. Likely 75-90%. Lean is 60-75. Tilt is 50-60%. So you get the point, everybody. These are probabilities. These are not margins again. We did good last week with the probability-based predictions. It was pretty good. It was basically spot on across the board. So yeah, I think we're going to continue with it. All right. Let's see. What is a possibility that Texas goes blue / Virginia goes red? Not happening. Not happening. Also, you see at the bottom right corner, we are going with a tied popular vote. I'm still debating to myself what the popular vote's going to be like next year, but the polling is all over the place. I'm just going to assume it's, for now, a tie. Trump is tied with Biden with the popular vote. I think. This election's a mess. Guys, I don't think you understand how chaotic this is going to get. If some of these people get on the ballot, which very well possible. Jill Stein is going to be on the ticket in most states. Larry Hogan or Joe Manchin or whoever is going to be on the ticket in a lot of states because they do got a lot of money. RFK, we don't know. But this is going to just be all over the place. So I'm just saying it tied popular vote. Don't sue me. Love the daily content. Thank you. Thank you. All right, should we start the prediction? The problem here is they said 70% of people don't want Trump or Biden, but if push comes to shove, is Trump and Biden the 70% so they will vote for Biden? That's not necessarily true. We got a new poll. We got polling to prove that's wrong. Trump is leading the popular vote by 1.1. Yeah, but you look at who's undecided, it is Democrats. So I'm just going to say for now, it's probably going to be tied if that's the case. But who knows? All right, let us start with the 100% or safe states. I don't think I got to say much about the states I'm putting here. No, Hawaii is not going to be competitive. Stop it. It's not going to happen. New Mexico, it could be closer, but I don't see it, magically swinging 15 points or whatever. Illinois is probably safe. Virginia, I think Trump is going to do a lot better in Virginia, but he's not going to win it. I just don't see a pathway for him to win, especially in a tied popular vote. But I guess it's possible. The Republican Party, despite underperforming our expectations, considering the fact it was a Biden plus 10 state, they did all right in Virginia. So maybe they're turning the tide? I don't know. Could the No Labels Party take votes away from Biden? Yeah, that's a theory. That if they're on the ticket, who's gonna be the main voters for the No Labels Party? Who? Moderate Republicans, aka Republicans that voted for Democrats in the past 15 years. They're going to hurt Democrats, or I should say Biden, way more than Trump. I'm not saying that they're not going to win any Trump voters if they're on the ticket, but I do think overall they're going to hurt Biden more. Optic Big Evil for 1. Thank you so much, good sir. All right, DC, it's not going to happen. Brexit's fake. Rhode Island, Maryland, Massachusetts, Delaware, New Jersey, Connecticut, Vermont. Maine's first, I think, is going to be safe. I don't think that's a controversial take. And New York, I think is going to be much closer than people expect compared to 2020. But it's still going to be safe Democrat. Let's be real, chat. We're not getting New York red just yet. But I would laugh hysterically if we win New York or but lose Arizona. Optic Big Evil for 2. Odds of North Carolina flipping next year. We'll get to North Carolina in a second. Brexit is real. Man. I think Trump is doing better with black voters, though. Unironically, I think he is. But is he getting 20, 25%? I don't think so. Maybe 15, which is double what he got in 2020, which is pretty significant. So I think he is doing a lot better with black voters, but it's not 20 to 25% like some polls are claiming. But I think it is still 15%. But I could be wrong. If it's 20 to 25%, Biden may be screwed. And that scam they try to pull in Alabama and Louisiana, it might backfire. But who knows? Trump gets 20% of black voters. I just don't see that happening right now. That's the one part I'm saying I just don't see it. If you're talking about maybe in the South, he does a lot better. I could see that. I don't know. We're gonna see it everywhere. We may see it in the Deep South. I could see that, but would be funny if he gets 20% of the black vote. At that point, Biden has no chance. You're talking about the largest share of black voters Republicans have ever gotten in the past 50 years. And that's not including Hispanics. If they're 50-50 or just say 55-45 for Biden, well, at that point, it's the Democrat coalition's screwed. Rich Bear says them around 20. Yeah, I understand that every poll has them at 20%, which makes me wonder, it's okay, if every single poll, including the freaking New York Times and Washington Post with the Biden plus 17 poll in Wisconsin. Remember that? They have him up with like 20%. But who knows? Who knows? All right. I think Trump does better with blacks in New York City, Chicago, Philly. Yeah, I agree. But I just don't know if it's by triple, like some polls are claiming. It's possible, but if that's happening, you're talking about Illinois possibly being competitive. That's why I'm just saying, hold on a second here. All right. So let us do all the safe states. All right. So I don't think I got to say anything about these states at all. Like, no, Nebraska first isn't going to go Biden. There's no chance of it. Stop it. No, Kansas is going to be safe Republican. You know, the Deep South, it's not a surprise. We are going to move Ohio and Iowa to the safe category. I think I already did that, right? Godsmack AR 69 for 2. Virginia should be a likelier lean. Dem not safe in my opinion. Well, here's what I'll say about the Virginia. This is probability. In a tied popular vote, I just don't see Trump winning Virginia. I'm just being realistic, you know, that we're not, or you're probably not going to see him winning Virginia. It's possible, I guess, but in the current circumstance, I don't see it. Horizons Bayer for 5. Suburban white women are going to drag Biden to the finish line. I don't know about that. He's pissing everyone off, so I have a feeling Trump loses Wisconsin and Michigan but wins all the other swing states. Oh, good Lord. No, don't. Please. Please don't say that. Oh, man. Problem with Virginia is the northern area around D.C. Yeah. Nova. I think I think younger blacks are more open to Trump. The toughest is to get the black women. Older black women. Yeah, that's the problem. And this has always been the problem with the GOP. They actually do get, even before Trump, they were getting like 15, 20% of the black male vote, I think it was. But the problem is black women, like, they vote 5% Democrat, you know? And that's the problem. They make up a far larger share of the electorate than black males. But if Trump is doing really good with young black males, it's possible, but he does have to put a dent into the black women vote. He does. That's the only way he can possibly be at 20%. That's the only way I could see it. It's possible, but who knows? Purcell for 5. I think there's a very good chance of a GOP trifecta, especially with Manchin announcing he is not running for re-election. It's possible, but it's a GOP we're talking about. They're going to blow it somehow in the House, and yeah. Rap, is there any way for Republicans to get rid of Ronna McDaniels? Apparently they're going to try to use they're going to try to remove her with one of the, it's like a rule, I believe, in the RNC, where the chairperson's not allowed to, like, intervene in primaries. Like, she cannot publicly support or oppose somebody. And that's what she did with Vivek Ramaswamy. She said, oh, if you're the nominee, I'm not going to give you a cent. It's like, wait a minute, you're not supposed to say that. You're the freaking chair of the GOP. Shut up. So it's possible. I mean, they may try to get her on that, but I don't know. Don't know. Hey, Rap, West gets 99.9% Dems as the Stein. RFK Jr. gets 99.5% Dems, and No Labels gets 85.90. I wouldn't say it's that much. I don't think it's going to be that Democrat. Except for Cornel West and Jill Stein. No Labels be like 75-25. RFK is the big question. RFK is the big question, I would say. State level Colorado is bluer than Oregon. Well, yeah, because Oregon has always been a bit more Republican down ballot. So that's not really a fair comparison. Compared to Oregon standards. Let's see here. Rap, how big of a disaster would it be for the Dems if RFK Jr. won a state's electors outright? Where would he win them at? The only one I could see is like something with the split districts. Like something weird happens in like Maine's first or something. I guess it's possible, really, but I don't know about that one. RFK is 50-50. Trump is starting to go after him, or at least his people are. So, I don't know. It's possible he does win a chunk of the Republican vote, but we just gotta see. Also, forgot to put Maine second. Yep. Trump's gonna win that. Now, Jared Golden, he might win, he might lose. I don't know yet. That's gonna be a one to talk about, especially the gun stuff. The gun stuff might be the thing that takes out Golden. I would laugh if Golden loses because he slipped up on the one issue that's made him unique to other Dems. Please primary him out, Dems. I beg you. We would be so owned if you put like freaking some progressive Dem for that seat. I've seen some people say RFK Jr. could take away votes from Trump. What do you think? I think he can. I think he will. But the question is, does he take away more from Biden or Trump? That's the big question with RFK. Hot take. This will be the first election in a while where an independent wins a state. For the presidency? Yeah, the last time was George Wallace, I believe, right? Yeah, Wallace it was. Massachusetts safe Democrat, obviously, but Biden's margin could be less due to RFK. Yeah, I could see that. And that's a thing where it's like, the popular vote, it's going to be, I think, deflated for Biden. Just that alone, it's like, Trump has no shot in hell winning Massachusetts or frickin', Vermont. But if RFK's putting a serious dent into Biden's margin, that's what I'm saying. Which safe states are below 100%? Virginia and, I don't frickin' know. Ohio, I guess. Sure. RFK Jr. is pulling higher than Ross Perot in some cases. Yeah, we gotta wait and see on that one. Independents do pull high early on, but then they just, implode upon themselves. So it's possible, but I don't know how much I believe that he's getting 20% of the vote. I mean, that's pushing it. All right. So let us get into the other states, the ones that we really won't talk about. Florida, I'm not even playing this game. It's borderline safe. Same thing with Texas. I mean, Democrats, they're targeting freaking Florida more than they are Texas now. I mean, what does that tell you about Texas gonna happen, Dems are gonna win Blexus and all this other crap. It's like, I just don't see how Texas, as of now at least, goes to Biden. They're targeting Florida more than they are Texas, and Florida has shifted far to the right. It's like, what the hell are you guys doing? But it's borderline safe in Florida. I just may make it safe. I don't freaking know yet, but I know a ton of Dems who will not vote. They do not want Biden. Didn't in 2020. Yeah. Blexus. Optic Big Evil for 2. Unpopular opinion. Jill Stein won't matter. I disagree. Jill Stein, for one, is far more popular than Howie Hawkins was. Instead of getting 0.5%, Jill Stein gets 1 to 2%. And number 2, she's going to be on the ballot in most states. She was in the past. Howie Hawkins wasn't. Wisconsin was within a 0.5 point. I absolutely believe Jill Stein will affect the election if she's on the ballot. We just gotta see what happens. Let's see here. Anti-Piracy League for 2. I am paying you to address the autism allegations. What? No, I'm not autistic. That's just stupid. I'm not. Cole Langdon for 5. Thoughts on John Huntsman Jr.? I saw he was with No Labels. Yeah, wasn't he the rhino governor of Utah for a while? Yeah, he's with No Labels, I guess, now. So. Colorado should be likely blue. No. When Joe Dea does worse than Trump in the suburbs, it's over. Freaking Joe Dea. That guy was the eluctable candidate and got crushed in Denver suburbs. It's not gonna happen. No way. Make it safe red. Florida because the governor and Senate is red, and that's Trump's home state. Yeah, but we'll just gotta see. We just gotta see what happens. When are Republicans going to win the West Coast and Northeast? Northeast, if it happens, it's like 10 years from now, probably. If the shifts continue, like we saw in 2022. Make Virginia, New Mexico likely. No. I think they're safe right now. Because the problem in New Mexico, it's like, I think it hurts screws Democrats for that second seat in the House. But I don't know if that impacts Trump that much. I mean, it's possible, but... Because Mexico is a very pro-gun state. People forget about New Mexico. It has, like, the second highest gun ownership or something crazy. But, I don't know. I don't know, chat. IQ test came back negative. Stay thankful. Oh, man. There are areas where I could see Kennedy hurting Trump. New England is not one of them. Yeah, New England's the one part of the country where I think it hurts Biden more. Way more. The question is the Rust Belt. That's where it's like, who does RFK take? All right. So, I'm also going to put one more likely state, New Hampshire. Guys, this isn't the New Hampshire from 20 years ago. 20 years ago, it was a bit more right-leaning, but it's always been more libertarian. But 20 years ago, it wasn't infested by people from Boston. Now it is. A lot of people from Boston, even New York City, have flooded the state. And, well, we've seen what happened. And Sununu is retiring. May not even win the governorship next year. That's how pathetic it's looking. Yeah. How would a three-way debate go? That one, we haven't had one since 92, so I don't know how to say. Don't know what to say. Godsmack AR-69 for 5. Tuesday night epically sucked, but if we remove Miss Piggy Romney, it's a net positive overall. Scott Presser for RNC chairman. Yeah. Old New Year 2023 for 5. Are deep blue counties like Menominee, Wisconsin, Oglala Lake, Lakota, South Dakota, socially conservative, but economically far left? When you get to, like, native tribes, it really depends on, you know, like, that one's a tough one. Because you do got, like, really conservative native tribes. Like, there's one, like, North Carolina, I believe, right? They're, like, 90% Republican or something. But there are some that are, they're kind of, I mean, I wouldn't say they're, like, far left on social issues, but I don't know. I would say that when it comes to native tribes, it's like each one's different. You can either have really conservative ones or really liberal ones. So, don't know about that one, chat. I'm sorry, but I just really don't know. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like there's a couple in like North Carolina that are super Republican. Right? Can somebody fact check that? It's North Carolina, I believe. As for what Godsmack Era 69 had to say, I hope Ronna McDaniel is gone. Because we now know she's openly lying about Virginia. She said, oh, they never asked for money. The Virginia GOP chairman, 5 minutes later after she said that, said, that's bullshit. We asked for $1 million. That $1 million would have given us a trifecta in Virginia. It would have. Despite the turnout woes, $1 million would have absolutely made up the gap we needed. We only lost the state legislature by 2,000 votes or something. Lumbee tribe, yeah. That's the one that's like in Oklahoma. That they're usually more conservative. But yeah, the Lumbee tribe, I think I'm saying that right. They're the ones that are like super Republican. Yeah, I believe so. I could be wrong, but I believe these are the guys that are super Republican. Yeah, they are. I think. I could be wrong, but I believe it is. Yeah, they are. Oh, Obama-Trump voters. Not surprised. Just look at the county results. Rap, with all the third-party candidates, will Trump be able to flip Minnesota? I don't think so. Don't think so. The Lumbee tribe is in North Carolina. My friend is a Lumbee. Yeah, I believe those. Yeah, they're like 90% Republican or something crazy. And there's a couple in Oklahoma, but yeah, when you get to native tribes, you gotta go like tribe by tribe. It's half of them are seemingly very conservative. The other half, not so much, from what I've seen. Southern tribes are very conservative. The Sun Belt, Rust Belt, and Plain ones are liberal. Yeah. That's usually the trend. Which is not surprising. Do you think McConnell will try to primary Rick Scott? He wants to, which is freaking petty, but whatever. If this election becomes another 2020 level shit show, do you think the country will see a civil conflict? Yes. I think if we have another 2020, it's not gonna be pretty. Menominee. Well, Menominee's more liberal, so yeah. Do Native Americans support Trump? Again, it depends on the state. Oklahoma usually, North Carolina, yeah. But like South Dakota, Wisconsin, Alaska, funny joke. Nope. No way. Old New Year 2024 for 2. Why do Alaska rural counties vote blue? Native tribes. Like that's unironically the reason. The native tribes up there, that's why. So the Apache tribes in Texas support Trump. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you're in the South, it's usually more conservative. Talk about the abortion referendum being put on swing state ballots for 2024. Here's a take. If it's Trump on the ticket, it doesn't matter. Why? Number one, he's getting the turnout. Number two, all right, this is the big one also. Trump is counteracting Dems' messaging on abortion perfectly. He's saying, look, we need a consensus. We got to figure out what makes everyone happy. And Democrats support, late-term abortion. They support abortion up to birth, post-birth in some circumstances. So I think it doesn't really matter with Trump, really, because he's messaging perfectly on it. Now, down ballot Republicans, on the other hand, get your frickin' act together. Just follow him. Or just say, ban abortion, or restrict abortion in the second trimester. Or after the third month. I've shown the polling like 5 times already what that does. Suddenly people support restriction on abortion. When you simply change that. Isn't the Oklahoma governor a member of the Cherokee Nation? Yes. I thought so. Stitt? I think so. I don't think a red Minnesota can happen. Well, I think enough frickin' playing around. Let's get into it. So, let us start with... I'm going to start with Pennsylvania. So, here's my take on Pennsylvania. After the automatic voter registration stuff that they did, Ben Shapiro passed, or not Ben Shapiro, Josh Shapiro. I think Trump is a good shot in Pennsylvania. I've always been more optimistic about it than other people because I always thought, okay, with turnout being possibly down for Biden, Trump still has a lot of votes to gain in Pennsylvania, or some at least. And I do think overall, I think Trump's a slight favorite in Pennsylvania right now. The polling has him up by 5 points right now. A popular vote being tied is a 4-point shift. Ben Shapiro. But yeah, I think that Pennsylvania is probably going to be tilting Republican right now. That's just my opinion, I think Trump has a really good pathway to it. I mean, the automatic voter registration, look at it. It's like 2/3 of voters are registering to be Republicans now. These are brand new voters. And you dig into what the demographics are. It's white working class, it's Hispanic working class, African American working class. It's bruh. I think it's tilt Republican right now. Charlie Howard for 2. Do you think Minnesota will flip red in a few decades? The problem in Minnesota is I don't think so. It's Wisconsin from 10 years ago. but it's a bit more liberal leaning. It always has higher turnout. That's gonna probably hurt Trump because the problem is there's not many more votes to gain in Minnesota. You gotta flip a lot, which I don't know if that's possible really right now. I shouldn't say it's impossible. It is possible, but right now, in 10 years, I don't know. And also, you do got the Somali population, which is hurting Republicans in Minnesota. That's factual. So yeah, after the retarded PA voted for hold on. After the Pennsylvania voted for Fetterman, I don't know it'll be close. Well, I've been digging into the numbers, and I'm gonna try to use some math and stuff, but Fetterman won because he won a decent chunk of Trump voters. That is factual. And I'm going to get a map up soon to show you, yeah, he flipped a lot of Trump voters. He had to. Godsmack AR-69 nice for 2. If Trump doesn't win, he should become RNC chair. No, if he doesn't win, he's going to jail. I'm just being 100% real with everybody. He's going to prison. So, yeah, not good. Next GOP Minnesota governor will terraform the state. Ron DeSantis in Minnesota is real. I mean, I don't know if that's going to work. Don't know if that's going to work too well. How? I don't freaking know, but internal was down. Again, I'm working on some stuff, but yeah. Old New Year 2024 for 5. If QAnon decide to form their own political party, how do you think that would go? They would get like 1% in like Alabama and that's it. I mean, the Q people who are, funny enough, most of them are now DeSantis people. They would get crushed politically. They would. I mean, people forget a lot of the people that are DeSantis people. Go look what they said 6 years ago about Q. Just interesting. Fetterman's been getting attacked by the progressives that helped him get elected. Well, now he is. Not so much early on, but all right. Maine at large. I actually have a take here. It's not going to go Republican, but I think with RFK being on the ticket, it absolutely hurts Biden way more than other states because if he's on the ballot. Because with Maine, you know, it's one of those states where Republicans should win it, but they don't. So, but I think it's going to be leaning, that's my take, leaning Democrat. I just have this feeling that with the recent events that happened in Maine, now with Democrats going full anti-gun and stuff, it's like, and with RFK being on the ticket, who knows? Charlie Howard for 5. If Robinson wins in North Carolina, do you think he'll pass constitutional carry? Oh, absolutely. Hell, they could probably pass it now if they want to, with the supermajority. But I think Mark Robinson, if he does win, will be a good one. Likely Democrat. I think it's... that's my hot take of the stream, I think. I think Maine's going to be much closer than expected. Maine has been categorized as the second most demographically favored state for Republicans. Yeah, it should. I mean, it's like 98% white or something. And like all of them own guns. How can that not be a Republican state? Rural Americana for 5. QAnon was already at its peak 3 years ago. It's pretty much died since 2021. Yeah. And again, most of the people that bought into that crap, well, you look at who they support now, really makes you wonder. They're all DeSantis people now. It's freaking hilarious. Or not all of them, but a sizable chunk of it. Let's see here. Maine is a weird state politically. It is. It's very rural. It's very white. It's very pro-gun. But it's, yeah, it's not good. Same for Vermont. But Vermont's way more college educated. That's the difference between the two. You know, what percent of Vermont's college educated? Some crazy amount. Maine and Oregon are both only blue because of Portland. That's actually true. Maine has its own Portland. It's a progressive shithole. Or I should say shit. I should say shithole. I should say a progressive city. And Oregon's progressive city. Or Portland, Oregon's a progressive city also. So. Alright. Michigan. The Dearborn stuff, I don't know. If Trump wins because Muslim voters tell Biden to go F himself, I'm going to laugh. But I think it's tilting Democrat right now. Biden may have a serious problem with minority voters. He may be in big trouble. That's one state in the Rust Belt where if a crazy swing happens, look at two groups. African Americans and Muslims. So, yeah. I don't know. How does everyone think about that one? I'm just saying, like, it's very possible something crazy happens. If we get the Miami-Dade of 2024 being Michigan, I'm gonna laugh. Optic Big Eagle for 5. In your opinion, what states does Biden have to win in order for you to be like, oh yeah, the election's over for Biden won? Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania, Wisconsin. If he's won those two states or one of them, he has a good shot of winning again. But if he wins both, it's over. Unless something crazy happens in Minnesota. Muslims staying home would screw Biden. Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's like, if we see like the precinct map of Dearborn be like a 50-point shift or something, I'm just gonna laugh. Sound is back. The sound was always here. Fair assessment, yeah. I think it's one of those things where, I don't know. Don't know, chat. And Biden screwed himself, by the way, on the Israel stuff. He's trying to play this middle road of, I'm pro-Israel, but also I want to prevent some stuff from happening. It's like, nobody likes when people play the middle road and stuff. So, will Biden lose Nevada? We'll get to Nevada in a second. Hot take. Maine in 2026 will be the Florida in 2018. The GOP will flip the governor's mansion the Senate seat by a hair in an unfavorable environment. Well, it is already Republican. Susan Collins. So, A-Rap. Shithole's an appropriate description of Portland, Oregon. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Important note, the Rust Belt has voted for the same candidate in every race since 1992. Yeah, but this isn't 1992 anymore. We're in a completely different era politically. 10 years ago, Pennsylvania was the most competitive or the most Republican state in the Rust Belt. Now it's Wisconsin for the big three. Ohio was competitive back then. But Portland from Maine is still nicer than Portland from Oregon. Way more safer and peaceful, yeah. Generally speaking. All right. The beautiful state of Wisconsin. All right. We do got an update on Wisconsin, by the way. Apparently, the state legislature, with Democrat support, has passed an election reform bill that's going to allow clerks to count early votes early, like 5 days before the election. Thank God. The fact this isn't everywhere, it's unbelievable. If you're so worried about the amount of early votes, count them a day early or something. People are sick and tired of 5 days later, Milwaukee reports with older votes, and Democrats barely win. Not alleging anything, but just saying that's always what happens, and that's where the conspiracies start. Now, I have my own opinions about that, but in some circumstances. But I think we're having a much smoother election than the past. Republicans definitely pick off Nevada for sure. We just gotta see. It's simple. Whichever candidate sells more Halloween masks, they will win the election. That actually was debunked in 2020. Trump won that, but that didn't happen. Rap, I think you skipped my last super chat. Did I? Did I skip it? Oh, sorry about that. Old New Year 2024 for 5. Minnesota would be flippable if Duarte was a sheriff of Hennepin County. Who? The Tory. I'm sorry for missing your super chat, but I don't know who that is. I'm just being 100% real. Don't know. Clark for Wisconsin. No! Please, no. But I think with Wisconsin, Charlie Howard for 2. Make Election Day a federal holiday. I agree. If people are so worried about that, that we need early voting to let people vote. Make Election Day a holiday. There. That solves a lot of problems. I missed the very beginning. Why is Texas not red? It is red. I just think it's going to be likely red. Real Americana for 5. What would it take for Pedro Gonzalez to admit DeSantis 2024 is done? That's never going to happen. That bozo would think, we haven't reached the convention yet, quick. We may be down 2,000 delegates to 2 or whatever, but DeSantis can still win the delegates. We're going to unbind them. Does Trump could win every single delegate, he would still say, fight at the convention. He's never going to admit it. He's going to do like, DeSantis 2028, or vote for like frickin' the Constitution Party or something crazy. He's never going to admit DeSantis 2024 is done. So, all right. So Wisconsin, I think right now, I think it starts off tilt. Just slightly more Republican than Wisconsin. Or Pennsylvania, I should say. Just a couple points more. Couple more points red. Excuse me. That's what I think is going to happen. I think Wisconsin will be Republican. It's a matter of how much. I don't freaking know. That's a question for another day. What do you think of Alan Lichtman and the keys of the White House? I went through them and Biden has 3 in his favor. And that I can tell out of 13. Well, Alan Lichtman, he always changes the model every time it has to favor Republican or Democrats. Every time a Republican is favored, he suddenly makes an excuse about, X has to happen, this has to happen. Hell, he claims that Trump's foreign policy wasn't a success. He's claimed that. He said, by the way, Donald Trump with the Abraham Accords, that's not a success. Neither was he wasn't like charismatic or something. It's like, bro, what? Old New Year 2024 for 5. Duterte was the president of the Philippines from 2016 to 2021, who got elected because of how tough he was on crime. He's called the Punisher for a reason. Oh, I'm dumb. I'm dumb for a second. 2020 was a fluke. Yeah. I think everybody with a brain admits that. But yeah, he also said Trump isn't charismatic. It's like, what? But you consider Biden like almost charismatic? It's like, bro, what the hell are you talking about? It's supposed to be based on the voters' reactions, but he says even though people hate Afghanistan, it wasn't that bad. Yeah, I mean, he's full of shit. He's so full of it, he's a never Trumper. Like, full-blown Trump derangement progressive, or whatever you want to call him. And, well, it's just the 13 keys. It's a nice thing to look at, but it's way too judgmental. Way too much. Like, how much you want to bet? He's not going to say Biden had any foreign policy disasters. He's going to say, that was just Israel. And Israel, something about that. It's like, what? Who frickin' knows? Yeah, Afghanistan isn't considered a failure, but then frickin' Trump's Abraham Accords aren't considered a success. But it won't have the luck like he did in 2020. Yeah. Hey, Rob, do you think with both Manchin and Romney retiring, do you think there's a chance for a Manchin-Romney ticket? It's gonna be Hogan-Manchin probably, if it happens. Also, there's a third party. Yeah, but he keeps changing the definition. 1 minute, it's 5%. Then he's going to say 10%. Then, actually, it's 15. No, now they have to win a state. I mean, the guy's unbelievable. I just read a whole book and wrote a paper on campaigns and elections. And by every metric in the book, Trump is ahead. I would say so. It's ahistorical. I don't get why people think this is some crazy conspiracy. All right, Minnesota, I'm not even likely Democrat. I just really don't see how Biden wins or loses the state. It's just too Democrat, I think. I mean, where could Trump get the votes from? He has to flip a lot of Biden voters. It's not just turnout. It's like, you're talking about a lot of voters. He just has a flat-out flip. It's possible, but don't know about that one. Don't know. Breaking news. Ohio GOP wants to strip the power from their Supreme Court. Really? That'd be freaking hilarious if that happens. But. And he says Biden's economy is good long and short term. Yeah, because he only uses GDP. I mean, seriously. When was the last time you had the GDP go up, supposedly with inflation going to double the percent, but every voter says this economy sucks? When is the last time that's happened? Breaking. Alan Lichtman successfully predicts every election after they occur. Yeah. I mean, he's been only doing it since 84, but it's like, you can't, you can't, I don't know. I don't get it. All right. I think Minnesota will shift red. I just don't see that happening. The problem with Minnesota is it always has high turnout. And at that point, you got to flip a lot of votes. You can't just rely just on high turnout, because it already is. Spence Sports Network for 2. Will Biden challenge the election if he loses? Yes, he will. I guarantee it. All right, North Carolina. I'm not even... Every metric has North Carolina going Republican right now. I'm not even going to pretend it's going to be, secretly competitive. Dems have spent tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions, trying to flip North Carolina. And, well, it's just gotten more red since 2008. What does that tell you? But I'm just saying, North Carolina, I think, is leaning Republican right now. Lichtman failed in 2000, so he was like, actually predicts the popular vote, so I was right. But in 2016, he also claimed that he was right, lol. Yeah, he's so full of it. Now he's saying, now it really predicts electoral votes. Pick one. Yeah, it's definitely going to happen. North Carolina's going to flip this time, everybody. All right, let us go to Nebraska second. Likely Dem. It just, suburban seat, far left trending, it's not going to change. It's the one state seat where, yeah, it's going to shift Democrat, I think. I just don't see how Trump wins this district. It's possible, but don't know. No one is Karen Robinson. That guy is almost as heavy as Christie. What? Dems would have won North Carolina 2020 if they ever had a chance. What? Yeah, they would have. 2020 was your best shot and you still lost. Absolutely useless. Once Mark Robinson wins the governorship, it's game over for the Dems in North Carolina. It kind of already is. Super majorities for Republicans. Freaking the Supreme Court being 6-3 or something. It's like not good. All right. Let us go with Arizona. I'm just being real with everyone. I do not like our chances in the state. I think it's going to be close, but the problem with Arizona is, like usual, the frickin' McCain people. These people are unbelievable. They exist everywhere in Arizona. It's like, you're in a cult. Meanwhile, they probably have a shrine of John McCain in their basement somewhere. Like, oh my God, I gotta pray to the almighty John McCain. It's like these people, they would rather vote a Democrat who they hate, but despite Orange Man, because he said something 10 years ago about the guy. Arizona is a mess. Party registration looks awful. And I think it's the one state in the Sun Belt that trends the most Democrat. That's it. I think it's tilt Democrat for now, but unless something crazy happens, it maybe lean Democrat. Who knows? Problem with Arizona is there will be too many Sinema Biden voters. I don't think it's going to really impact it. I'm sure in Arizona the machines magically... Oh, God, I'm not even going to say the rest of that. Good job, Kelly Ward. It just, the whole party sucks. The MAGA wing has some incompetent people. The frickin' McCain people are just flat out sabotaging Republicans and then blame the MAGA people on it. It's a mess. Can't win Arizona when the voting... Oh, gosh. Have to be careful. Have to be careful about what I say about that. But I don't necessarily disagree. Roger Goodell would be the biggest rhino ever if he became a politician. What? I don't know what he is politically. Who freaking cares? Anyways, it's freaking Roger Goodell. Guy from the NFL. He's going to be the commissioner for like 10 more years or whatever. But, yeah. Don't worry, Arizona's not a MAGA state. It's a neocon state that Trump would have a tough time winning there in 2024. Yeah, he would. God's back AR69 for 5. Will turning to drop his endorsement for War Pig Haley and become Chrissy's VP. We could get a bumper stickers that read Crispy Turd. Oh my gosh. Crispy Turd. That's Chris Christie and Will Hurd. Actually, is a good idea. They should have that ticket. I beg of you. Please announce your VP as Will Hurd. Will Turd. Or Bill Turd. Or whatever you want to call the guy. I don't know. Don't know what to think. Hey, Rob, is this a hot take? Florida's 7 to 10 percentage points for Trump in 2024. I don't see that as a hot take. I think it's a reasonable take. Unless you're Dems on Twitter. Have you noticed through the historically... hold on. Have you noticed, though, that historically, the Georgia polls are accurate? I think Trump actually has a decent chance for the GOP to win there on the presidential for the last time in ages, seeing the polls. Well, they won in 2016. I actually am confident about Georgia. Speaking of Georgia, everybody, I actually have some faith in the state. I really do. Why? Put it simply. Herschel Walker. I should say Herschel Walker. I should say Donald Trump. His biggest improvements, according to polling, has been with black voters. In particular, young black males. What demographic is big in Georgia? Young black males. I should say black males, but black voters in general. African-American voters in general. If Trump is really doing 10 points better with them, he wins the state of Georgia just mathematically. And Georgia, they hate Biden. The polling has Trump up by 3 to 4. I think actually starts off tilt. I mean, based on the demographic data and based on the polling data, I think it's looking decent for Trump. Not a hot take, I'm just saying. It's not really a hot take. It could be lean Republican for all I know. But for now, I think it's flips, though. Not by, like, 15 points. Brian Kemp sucks. Yeah. Okay, dude, there we go. Let's see. Really, the Fulton County case might have hurt Dems in Georgia. How would it hurt them? I've heard a little bit about it, but is it that bad? I don't know, but all right. Georgia, I think, is going to be Republican for now, but I would laugh if the Georgia case makes it like R plus 15. If that happens, I'm going to laugh. Optic Big Evil for 5. I can't see Georgia turning right now. Dem senators and Atlanta population has been growing. But like I said, Trump's biggest improvement has come from African-American voters, according to polling. If that's the case, Georgia's his best state. Which I don't think is going to happen, but of the swing states. It's true. If it's R plus 15, there so much for that strategy, but don't know. It's possible it goes blue, but don't know. R plus 30. Real. But we just got to see what happens. But the polling so far has looked pretty good for Trump. Not only nationally, but even the state of Georgia. The polling has Trump up by several percentage points. Let's see here. What's up with Red Eagle? What? I think it's because he used to have a more balanced fan base, whereas Red Eagle has taken most of his right-leaning fans. What? What'd I miss? Oh, yeah. LT is just an open progressive. That's not a surprise. The state of Nevada, that's the last one. Look. This is the slowest trending state in the country, but it is shifting Republican. This state is shifting like 0.1% every year. That's how it feels, by the way. Adam Laxalt was going to win the state of Nevada if the turnout didn't crash in the northern part of the state because of a snowstorm. That's factual. Listen, I understand Republicans usually do worse than the polling says in Nevada. But when they're saying Trump's up by 5, 6, 7, he's doing a lot better with Hispanic voters. That's a perfect recipe for Nevada. Even Asian voters. That's a sizable population in Nevada. I think right now, again, in the November 10th, 2023, as of now, I think it starts off as tilting Republican. Barely, but I think it does. A snowstorm, yeah. If it wasn't for that, Adam Laxalt was going to win. That's factual. You can look it up. Look up the data. That's all you got to say. But yeah, this is my current map, everyone. I think Trump is the slight favorite. And I know people are going to say, but the convictions, it's like, 1, we don't know if the convictions happen. 2, it's ahistoric. We don't know. And I don't care what these polls that show 70% of Trump voters magically flip on Trump. That I highly doubt that happens. But if Trump gets convicted and then his polling numbers collapse, maybe. But right now, I think it starts off as Republican leaning, at least for now. Trump doesn't win Nevada. I mean, okay, fine. Let's just say he doesn't. He still wins the presidency. I just think personally he is a slight favorite based on the demographics in Nevada. Again, this is as of now. It could absolutely change. It is going to be it's going to probably be way different next year. Knowing our luck, Michigan's going to be like R plus 15, Pennsylvania's D plus 30, Kentucky's within 5. It's going to be a mess next year. But who knows? This is a fair amount. I mean, I would assume so. That's just what the polling is showing and what the demographics of each state indicate. Underrated fact. Republicans have outperformed against the seats in the House every time Trump has been on the ballot, but underperformed every time Trump isn't on the ballot. Really? Even in 2016? Like, I know they lost a bunch of seats, they lost seats in 2016, but remember 2020? They were supposed to lose like 30 seats. They gained 13. And that was with Trump on the ticket. So, Joe flips the South. Real. Oh, listen, I'm not saying it's 100% guarantee, but I think it's realistic right now, based on the polling, based on the metrics. You don't have 80% of Americans agree on anything, and 80% of Americans agree the economy stinks. You have voters on nearly every single issue except two favoring Trump. The only two, and by the way, not by 1 point, by 15, 30 points. He's winning the economy, inflation, everything. The only two issues Biden is beating Trump with is democracy and abortion. And he's only winning them by 2 to 3 points. Historically, if you're losing every single issue, but not just by 1 or 2 points, like, okay, fine. 1, 2 points, that's within the margin of error. By 15 to 20, like Biden is. That's not a recipe for success. I'm trying to tell people that's not good. I don't give a rat's ass, oh, the GDP went up by 0.1. If 80% of Americans say the economy sucks, not magically it's going to suddenly change. I don't think so. Don't think so. The economy is strong. It doesn't matter what the Biden administration says, oh, the economy is so good. If 80% of Americans think the economy sucks, you're screwed. I don't think it's like Great Depression levels, obviously, or even Great Recession levels, but still, it's not the best. Inflation is bad. The job market, when you dig into it, it's not good. A lot of problems. A lot of problems. The problem with the electorate, they're more worried about social issues than ever their policy, like economics and foreign policy. That's actually false. This is the most fair prediction. Well, I'm not even saying this is going to happen. I'm just saying right now, this is probably the most likely map. So, yeah. Did you see what the courts just did in Louisiana? It's a disgrace, yeah. But somebody read the order, and apparently it's like they could change the map. It's weird, but who knows? The GDP went up on the back of government spending. It's not sustainable. Yeah. And people are already coping that's always happened. Under the Trump administration, government spending was not the reason GDP was going up. It was going up because it was a strong jobs market. People were actually getting good jobs, not freaking, oh, McDonald's that pays you $10 an hour. Like, blue-collar manufacturing jobs. That's just an example. Yeah. Fort Blue Wave democracy. Real. Rap, how much chaos would happen if Democrats get 266, Republicans get 268, but RFK Jr. wins a state like Rhode Island and causes no one to get a majority? That would be the end game of the country. Because RFK would effectively decide who's the next president. Spence Sports Network for 2. Why were people tricked to believe LT is a moderate? Because originally he came off as a moderate, a Republican from Maryland or whatever he's from. But people realized, oh wait, he's just a partisan dumb that just voted for Larry Hogan once. Godsmack AR69, nice for 2. More entertaining sport, football or politics? I would say football, but politics is just a mess. It's entertaining. Hey Rap, you should do another how LT does election predictions. Those are for the frickin' April Fool's videos. I got another one planned for next year. I got a good one planned, I think. Let's see here. If no one gets 270, then the House Republicans will vote for Trump. Each state gets 1 vote. I know, but it's like, if something crazy like the electors vote for Biden, that's what I'm saying. Like the fear of like RFK tells them to vote Biden. Politics are entertaining a clown car sort of way. It is. Because like these people, like some of the politicians in America, you cannot believe they've been elected to office. You would think these are some of the dumbest people alive, but it's like, no, they're actually running our country. Oh, they've run everything. It's not good. Not good, but it's entertaining. So, what would be your reaction if Republicans win Alabama second? I would laugh. the fact that Dems that backfired on them, but who knows? Pennsylvania is a tiny bit of a hill climb for Trump though, as of now. But I think the election is extremely close. Oh, it absolutely is close. I have the states going by Trump by like a half point or something. So, Europe, how did the Democrats become the party of dummies? Well, they got people with college degrees. But would Pennsylvania vote more Republican than Arizona? I think it will. I'm just not a big fan of Arizona right now. Let's see. What's your thoughts on Chunk Yoga from the Young Turds trying to run for president? He's still running? Oh, good lord. Spence Sports Network for 2. Would Kamal refuse to certify the election? They'll probably pull something. I mean, it just shows you. And then suddenly Democrats would say, actually, no, the states actually decide the electors. It's going to happen, isn't it, if that Trump wins? Suddenly they flip on the issue. How likely do you think Mark Robinson wins? I mean, North Carolina, he seems like a popular candidate. Too early to tell, but I think he does have a shot. Just my honest opinion. But anyways, folks, I think I'm going to head out. If you got any more super chats, any more questions, concerns, whatever, send them now. It's a very fun stream. We got a lot of stuff done. We got the current prediction. And one thing I got to say to you guys is, for whatever reason, my channel is growing the fastest it's ever got done for the past, like, month. Like, not as, I should say as fast as ever, but we are growing incredibly quick. I just want to say thank you to everybody that's subscribed, that's liked the streams, videos, that's shared, joined the channel, etc. I appreciate it, and I'm always thankful to everybody that we are growing incredibly quick. I don't know what's happening. Don't know. I feel RFK has his best chance in New Hampshire. Yeah, it will be the Northeast somewhere. Non-college educated people are smarter than college educated. Generally speaking, I agree. Because usually they're just, logically they're smart. They just have common sense compared to other people. Rappy deserves over 1 million subscribers. Maybe we hit that next year. Maybe something crazy happens like, oh wait, I'm at 1 million subscribers next month or something. But yeah, I enjoy doing it. You guys enjoy the content. I'm glad that everybody's subscribing and stuff. It's just, yeah, I hope everybody does enjoy and be prepared for a very chaotic year. Wish Kanye was still running. Did he drop out? But anyways, folks, thank you all so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy the stream, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Thank you so much, everyone. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks you all for the support. We'll see you guys in the next stream, video, or wherever you see me.